The Blue Nile, originating above Lake Tana in Ethiopia, has played an important role in human history, providing water to lands directly, surging their farming and agriculture. Ethiopia and Egypt have been in dispute against each other for this river for centuries. Leaders from Egypt, Ethiopia and Sudan signed a cooperation deal in 2015 over the Grand Renaissance Dam in a bid to ease tensions. The deal was meant to pave the way for further diplomatic cooperation. The main principles in the agreement include giving priority to downstream countries for electricity generated by the dam, a mechanism for resolving conflicts, and providing compensation for damages.
Egypt, which relies almost exclusively on the Nile for farming, industry, and drinking water, has sought assurances that the dam will not significantly cut the river's flow to its rapidly growing population.
On the other hand, Ethiopia, the source of the Blue Nile which joins the White Nile in Khartoum and runs on to Egypt, has said the dam will not disrupt the flow and hopes the project will transform it into a power hub for the electricity-hungry region.
Ethiopia also wants to exploit its own water resources, which they provide over 85% of the Nile's volume but utilizes less than 1% of the Blue Nile to provide hydroelectric power to a growing population. The convention rests on the core principles of equitable and reasonable utilization and participation of the riparian states exploiting a watercourse, and an obligation not to cause significant harm to other states sharing the watercourse. These principles are reflected in Articles 5 and 7 of the Convention. Article 5 requires states to participate in the use, development and protection of an international watercourse in an equitable and reasonable manner, and instructs them to use and develop the international watercourse, with a view to attaining optimal and sustainable utilization thereof and benefits. However, Ethiopia would likely reject the validity of the 1902 treaty with Great Britain and argue by using the Harman Doctrine and support its decision to utilize the Nile's water resources and develop the dam project.
Ethiopia would also claim the unconditional and exclusive right to develop and utilize the Nile's water resources within its territory. Ethiopia has the right to unrestricted use of the Nile's water resources within its territory. Those resources would include all of the Blue Nile and the Atbara River. The dam project is designed to utilize them.
Egypt should avoid a hegemonic attitude which is not supported by any religious, legal and customary law.
Therefore, the Ethiopian people have a human, religious, legal and natural right to utilize and develop their natural resource given to them by Allah our God.
Otherwise, the Ethiopian people are known by keeping their independence for centuries from any foreign invaders if Egypt creates conflict with Ethiopia. Lastly, as international political analyst, I recommend Egypt to settle the disagreement peacefully and wisely with Ethiopia to keep their country peace and use security.